Hey everybody, I'm so glad you're tuning in today. My name's Jason. I'm the pastor here at Grace Hill, and I'm coming to you from my home office. Yes, pardon all the mess behind me, but apparently, we learned back in 2020 that a lot of books on a bookshelf and kind of disarranged kind of gives you a cool little office vibe. So we're just going to roll with it today. I'm glad you're tuning in no matter where you are, where you're tuning in from. My family is actually at the beach today, so you can be very jealous about that. What we're going to do this morning is spend just a few minutes together. Hannah's going to lead us in a couple of songs. I'm going to preach on this beautiful theological idea that we see in the Creed called the incarnation. And just to let you know, I've got all of my dogs off to my left over here, so you might hear some moving around. One of them actually just got up. Dolly kind of got up and moved around in her kennel. So if you hear that, you're not just hearing things. That's what's going on in my house today. We're getting real today. A couple of things I want you to know. First one is this. June 1st, we're going to have a morning of prayer and worship. So it's going to be a service focused on prayer, going to be coming around and singing some songs together that morning. Why? Well, that day kicks off our 21 days of prayer that we're going to do from June 1st through the 21st. So on that Sunday, you're going to get a guide when you come in that's going to walk you through all 21 days. We're going to be posting those online on social media and everything as well. But we're going to kick off that 21 days of prayer by meeting together in our worship service, praying, worshiping, singing, and really kind of carving out some hope in our hearts for what the Lord might do through this time. So I want to make sure you're there for that. The elementary kiddos are going to join us in the service that morning, but we're going to have Grace Hill kids available for preschool and for our babies. So again, I want to make sure you're there for that morning. Then I want you to have this on your radar. On June 29th, we're going to do our night of vision and purpose. This is a night where we're going to come together, 6 p.m., Sanctuary on the Square, and we're going to kind of prayerfully walk into that night with expectation about what the Lord's going to be doing in the life of our church for the next year to 2 years. And so you're going to hear stories, we're going to worship, we're going to celebrate. It's going to be a great night together as a church. So we're going to have Grace Hill kids available that night, going to have childcare available for all elementary, preschool, and babies. So again, put it on your calendar, 6 p.m., Sanctuary on the Square, June 29th, our night of vision and purpose. I want you to be there, hold a lot of expectation for what the Lord's going to do that night. A couple of other things before I let you go. We have our tables events coming up in June. So there's a men's and women's tables event in June, men's and women's tables event in July, and then all of our book clubs will begin to kick off over the next few weeks. So you can get those books on Sunday morning, June 1st, if you sign up. If you have not signed up, you can go to gracehill901.com, find all the information out there about those book clubs, tables, events. Okay, I'm going to turn it over to Hannah. She's going to lead us in a couple of songs, and then I'm going to come and preach about the incarnation.
All right, good morning. I am excited to be worshiping today from one of my favorite spots. You get to see a glimpse into my world today. This is my favorite spot to hang out at my house. It is a swing that my husband made for me a couple years ago, looking out. I'm just on my porch looking out into the yard. And so, yeah, I'm excited to worship with y'all. The neighbors have been tag teaming mowing the lawn today. So I've been waiting. Oh, they're starting up again. Hopefully this works out and that you can hear me okay. But Psalm 27 verse 4 says, I have asked one thing from the Lord. It is what I desire, to dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life, gazing on the beauty of the Lord and seeking him in his temple. Our first song just talks about the beauty of the Lord, and it's an old one that a lot of these throwback songs that we've been doing are slower songs, but this one is an upbeat one, and I just love it. So it's called Beautiful One. The chorus goes like this. Beautiful one, I love. Beautiful one, I adore. Beautiful one, my soul must sing. Let's worship. Wonderful, so wonderful is your unfailing love. Your cross has spoken mercy over me. No eye has seen, no ear
He is said to have come to us, not from place to place through space, but by appearing to mortals in mortal flesh. He came to a place where he was already. That's from St. Augustine, and that's the mystery that we're going to be leaning into today, looking at this line from the Nicene Creed that simply says this: for us and for our salvation, he came down from heaven and was incarnate. This line is just 13 words in English, but honestly, it might be one of the more astonishing claims ever made about God. That God came down from heaven, that he put on flesh and became like one of us. So I want to look at that through three simple truths this morning about what the incarnation really means for us. The first one is this, is that God humbled himself. Philippians 2, 6 through 8 says this: existing in the form of God, he did not consider equality with God something to be exploited or grasped. Instead, he emptied himself by becoming obedient to the point of death, even to death on a cross. So think about that for just a minute. The one who spoke the galaxies into existence, we talked about that last Sunday. He didn't cling to that status. Instead, he chose a manger. He entered this world not as a ruler and a king, but he came as a child. He didn't just look human. He actually became flesh. And the Greek word that the Creed uses there for that literally means fleshified. He was weak and fragile. He became killable. He experienced hunger and fatigue. He went through all of the temptation that we go through. He wept at funerals and needed sleep, and he even bled. And this wasn't just a disguise that Jesus put on. He humbled himself, not because he had to even, but because he wanted to. He came to be with us. Just think about that. The God of all creation came to be with us. And that leads us to number two, is God chose this for himself. This wasn't something that was forced on him. He chose it. This is a kind of a technical idea here, but theologians call it the eternal election of the Son. That before the foundation of the world, Jesus freely chose to become human out of love. You see, this is what separates Christianity from every other man-made religion. We don't climb to God. We don't make our way to God. God comes down to us. John 1:14 says it this way: the Word became flesh and dwelt among us. We observed his glory, full of grace and truth. The eternal Son of God became breakable, largely to redeem it. He entered into death so he could destroy it from the inside out. He came himself for that purpose. And that leads us to point number three, is this: God did this to reveal his love for humanity. You see, the incarnation is not just a theological idea. It's an actual revelation of God's divine love. John 6:51 says this: I am the living bread that came down from heaven. If anyone eats this bread, he will live forever. The bread that I will give for the life of the world is my flesh. Jesus didn't come down just to show off his power. Jesus came to give his love through the giving of his body for us. The flesh of God became the life of the world. And my friends, that is what love looks like. So what does this mean for us? Well, it changes a lot. Actually, let me clarify. It changes everything. The incarnation isn't just something that happened. It is something that is happening in us and for us each and every day. Think of it in this way: the incarnation reverses our corruptibility. Let me explain what I mean by that. We're born into a world where from our very first breath, something is always breaking. Something's breaking inside of us and around us. That's what Scripture means when it speaks about the idea of corruption. That it's not just a moral failure, but it's actual decay. The Apostle Paul refers to our corruptibility as this slow, painful unraveling where everything that we were made to be is decaying. Listen to this, 1 Corinthians 15, he gives it this idea: the corruptible body must be clothed with incorruptibility, and this mortal body must be clothed with immortality. That's exactly what Jesus came to do. When the eternal Son of God took on flesh, he entered into this decay, not from the outside like a distant doctor that's just kind of handing out prescription medicine, but from the inside. Literally, like think of it this way, almost like a surgeon operating on himself. He stepped into a body that could sweat and bleed and ache and break and die. Why? So that death would no longer have the final word. As that John 6 passage says, I'm the living bread that came down from heaven. If anyone eats of this bread, he will live forever. The bread that I will give for the life of the world is my flesh. Jesus' flesh, the very flesh that took on the incarnation, becomes the pathway to eternal life. His broken body becomes the hope that we can cling to. And here's why this matters. It matters because it means that your body is not disposable. It's not an accident or just a shell. It's part of what Jesus came to redeem. The gospel doesn't just give you a peace of mind. It gives you hope for your body, real hope, resurrection hope. What that means is that the illness that maybe you're plagued with isn't the end of your story. The pain that you're kind of ravaged in your body is not going to get the last word. The gospel is not about escaping the flesh. It's about raising it and redeeming it. So whatever you've been through, whether it's like trauma or disease, exhaustion, maybe it's disability, maybe it's like all of us, we're just aging. I want you to hear this clearly. Jesus came to comfort your soul, but he also came to make you whole. And because he stepped into a dying body, you will be raised into a living one. And the good news is that's not just an idea. It's not wishful thinking. It is hope. And it is hope that we find in this incarnation of Jesus Christ. He came to where he already was, as Augustine said. He came to where he already was. Just think about that for a moment. The point? God didn't need a spaceship to reach us. He was already holding all things together, like Colossians 1 says. But in Jesus, he revealed himself in a whole new way. He came all the way down, not just into the world, but he actually came into each one of our stories, into our weaknesses, and into each and every one of the wounds that we carry from life. And the good news is because he came to us, one day we will be with him. And so we confess not just with our mouths, but with our lives, for us and for our salvation. He came down from heaven and was incarnate. Let's together live like it's true today.
The empty fill, the wounded heal, the broken back together. Pour our bless, the weary rest. We will dance forever. The blinded see, the chained are free.
Hey, thanks for tuning in. I hope that you're able to get some good rest this weekend and spend time with those that you love the most. I want to give you a blessing as we leave today, as we wrap up. This is from Numbers chapter 6. May the Lord bless you and protect you. May the Lord smile on you and be gracious to you. May the Lord show you his favor and give you peace. Grace and peace, everybody. Have a great weekend. We'll see you soon.